Married her sister's ruthless fiancé to save her family, sold her virginity, but got his unexpected love. The rain came down in sheets the night Alara signed her soul away. She stood under the blinking hotel sign, her trembling fingers clutching the edge of a cheap umbrella as she looked up at the grand glass tower. Somewhere inside, beyond the warmth and gold of chandeliers, was the man she had agreed to marry. Not for love. Not even for hope. But for her family's survival. Her father's business had collapsed under the weight of unpaid debts. Her mother, too proud to ask for help, cried silently into the corners of her pillow each night. And her younger brother's heart condition, well, they couldn't afford another hospital visit. They were one step away from eviction. One step away from ruin. Her older sister, Alina, had been their last hope. She was engaged to Nikolai Voss, the cold-hearted billionaire whose name made boardrooms quake. But Alina had vanished 3 weeks before the wedding, leaving only a trembling voicemail, "I can't marry him. Please, forgive me." Alara did what only someone desperate and heartbroken would do, she offered herself in Alina's place. "I'll marry you," she had said, eyes locked with Nikolai's across the long mahogany table in his office. "If you agree to clear my family's debts, I'll take Alina's place. No questions. No regrets." Nikolai studied her for a moment, his face unreadable. Then, in a voice like gravel and ice, he replied, "Your virginity for your family's freedom? Fine. But don't expect kindness. I'm not a man of mercy." And so, Alara found herself wrapped in ivory satin a week later, smiling for cameras she couldn't see through her tears. That night, she sat on the edge of his bed, heart pounding, eyes lowered. But instead of advancing on her like she expected, Nikolai poured himself a drink and muttered, "Sleep on the left side. I don't like to be disturbed." Confused, she blinked. He didn't touch her. Not that night. Not for many nights after. Days passed. Then weeks. Nikolai came and went, a ghost in their penthouse, cold but never cruel. And Alara, though lonely, found solace in small things, tending the rooftop garden, painting again, cooking meals no one asked for. Each time Nikolai returned from work, the scent of home-cooked food filled the air. And slowly, the air between them changed. She discovered, by accident, that he carried a worn photo of a little girl in his wallet. His sister, lost to cancer when they were children. She saw the way his jaw clenched at hospitals, how his hands trembled after visiting sick kids he anonymously donated to. There was pain beneath the steel. One evening, after Alara spent hours organizing a charity gala in his name, he stood beside her on the balcony and whispered, "You could have run, too. Like your sister. But you didn't." She didn't know what to say. "I'm not the monster people think I am," he added. "I just stopped believing in softness. It always came with knives." Alara turned to him then, really looked at him, not as the man who had bought her body, but as someone profoundly wounded. And for the first time, she touched his hand. Kindness grew where neither expected. She left notes in his briefcase. He ordered her favorite tea. He began coming home earlier. She painted him once, without him knowing. When he found it, he didn't say a word, but he hung it in his private study. Then came the day her brother collapsed. She burst into Nikolai's office, panic etched in every line of her face. "The hospital, he needs surgery. Please." Before she could finish, he had already picked up the phone, calling the best cardiologist in the country. The operation saved her brother's life. That night, Alara stood by the window, tears slipping down her cheeks. "Why are you crying?" Nikolai asked gently. "I thought I sold my soul," she whispered. "But somewhere along the way, you gave it back." He didn't speak. Instead, he crossed the room and placed something soft in her hand. A small velvet box. Inside it lay a ring, not the one she'd been forced to wear, but a new one, delicate and warm. Hopeful. This time, he said, voice almost breaking, if you say yes. I want it to be your choice. Elara looked up at him, and for the first time, she saw not the ruthless billionaire, but the boy who lost his sister too young, the man who'd stitched his heart with silence, only to have it broken open by unexpected kindness. She stepped into his arms and nodded, her voice catching as she whispered, yes. Their beginning was born of desperation, but what grew between them was something neither could have scripted. It was a love forged in sacrifice, tempered by compassion, and sealed by choice. And sometimes, the most extraordinary love stories don't begin with fairy tales. They begin with the courage to stay when it's easier to run, and the willingness to see the humanity inside someone society has labeled unlovable. Because real love is never bought. It's discovered, unexpectedly, but undeniably, when two broken souls choose to heal, together.